What are you better at than 80 of people?
Convincing myself that I can survive on little sleep and feel betrayed by myself the next morning.
Looking you directly in the face while you're talking and not hearing a single thing.
I have a very good internal clock. I know what time it is within 10 minutes and don't need an alarm clock to wake up. Even for like flights or whatever. If I know I need to be up at 3 AM, I'll wake up at like 2:30 or so. When I'm awake, I'm super awake, too. I don't really have grogginess.
Knowing that I don't know enough about the ability of 80 of people to compare.
I'm better than roughly 99,9999371 of the earth at speaking my native language.
Bringing in all the groceries in on one go. But then again I shop for a household of one soup.
Suppressing anger. I sometimes baffle myself at how good I'm at hiding the scorching, heated, nerve-tinkling anger I feel at someone.
Video games. I don't even want to sound like I'm tooting my own horn, but I just have a knack for them. I've been playing all kinds from FPS to MMORPGs since I was 6. Regardless of the game, I can play it at an average level casually and get to the top if I grind it out. The controls and mechanics just make sense in my head for almost every game. Except Rocket League, that one chews me up and spits me out.
Running. Not because I'm good but because most people are out of shape.
Speak French. Vous qui moi de 20% de la population mondiale parle français, mais mon niveau très faible dans le français est que 80% de gens. I know it's shit, haven't learned it in ages.
Overwatch. I reached Grandmaster, which is the highest rank in the game, a year or so ago, and have gotten top 311 out of all players in the entire game. It's actually a lot more time consuming and sadder than it sounds. Being able to stand in a swimming pool of 6 feet deep while touching the bottom with my feet and breathing obviously.
Making reborn dolls. Of the people who can make them, I'm probably in the top 20 as well. This is hard to do without feeling like you're bragging. But you asked lol.
Haha, I have a PhD, which makes me better at one very repeat ad infinitum small thing than literally everyone. I am useless.
I can read most people very well after short conversation. Probably because I don't trust most to begin with.
I'm fairly accurate at identifying long-term and unintended consequences of actions.
Drinking. I could outdrink 99.9% of people on rot gut vodka when I was the gutter. I ain't proud of it, but you asked.
I don't think it's 80, probably closer to 65-70, but learning. I'm good and efficient at learning.
Learning languages. I speak 4 languages, being equally fluent in 2 of them.
To be honest, I'm a soft-hearted person and I tend to forgive others as soon as possible.
Not caring about what anyone says using social media. If someone tries to hurt my feelings, I don't give 2 fucks, that's a them problem, and I couldn't care less about using social media. I go on it every once in a while to stay in touch with family, that's about it.
I recognize faces easily, even if people grew a beard, changed their hairstyle, gained weight, aged dramatically since the last time I saw them. I love going through old photos, adding names to long-forgotten relatives' friends.
I really know everything. I mean it like deeply. But nothing is perfect in my brain, it's mid or bad.
Caring for and helping complete strangers. Regardless of my situation.
Really setting the bar low. I'm immortal, so I'd say I'm better than almost 100. I just need to be the only one left. Hand me that sword please, I feel my nose hairs twitching. I have a weird sense of direction. When I was 4 years old, before GPS, I guided my grandparents to my parents' new home. To this day, I can usually find my way without GPS.
Basic arithmetic. I'm very quick at tables and adding and subtracting within 1000.
Blaming myself for stuff that couldn't actually be my fault even in my wildest dreams.
Golf. I'm nothing special, I'm about a 10 handicap. But considering the average golfer shoots 100, and a ton of people don't play to begin with, I think saying I'm in the 80th percentile is safe.
Tetris, M84 in my country out of 8 million players on.
Most things I attempt, except being extremely good looking and becoming a billionaire.
Benching over my body weight. But that's because over 80 of people don't lift hard.
Driving. Seriously. I don't use my phone at all when I drive. I don't drive if I've had more than 1 drink. This alone easily puts me in the top 20 without any above average ability.
Microsoft Office, I've ever worked and I am the troubleshooter of spreadsheets that break, and 75 of the time it's been a simple fix. I can get up at 5 o'clock, which I believe is the time when many people should still be asleep.
According to the last test I took, reading speed and comprehension, I was in the 98th percentile.
80 is a pretty easy number to surpass. Pick a hobby or skill and learn the basics. You're now better than most of the population. The more niche it is, the easier it is to get there. The last 10-20 is the hard part. Even the slowest, most basic method of solving a Rubik's Cube, for example. If you have ever solved it at all, you have done better than 80 of the population.
Getting truthful with myself.
Holding my breath and diving underwater. Considering fewer than like 2 of people in the world free dive, I've got most of you beat.
I've learned how to parallel park pretty well since I moved to Philadelphia. I like to look down on the street from my second floor window and judge other people's shitty parking skills, especially when they have a huge spot but still manage to bump up against the car behind them. I feel pretty confident I'm in the top 20. I can almost always get it on the first try.
Bartending, myofascial trigger point therapy, craft cannabis cultivation, nutrition.
Playing pinball. I play only semi-seriously in leagues and tournaments, but am far from the best, only at around 4,500 or so in the IFBA global rankings. However, I wouldn't be surprised if 80 of the world has even played more than a handful of games at the most.
I can get less done in more time than anybody I ever met. I particularly excel at tasks that nobody wants done.
Bullsitting my way out of trouble. That I most likely am the source of.
Internal compass. If I go to a place one time, I can drive back there without a map or directions every time after that. Houses, neighborhoods, restaurants, wherever. And the starting point could change.
Being late everywhere. I really don't understand it. No matter how early I leave, I still end up late.
Troubleshooting and diagnostics. Doesn't matter what it is, I can usually learn enough quickly to figure out what isn't working.
Since less than 20 of the global population speaks English, then everyone responding here meets that threshold.
My native language skill are better than most people in my country, and obviously better than 99 of the entire population, because almost no one knows it.
For some reason I can multiply numbers quickly in my head. I can give answers in seconds. Nothing crazy, but you can give me 2 two-digit numbers and I can have an answer in like 3 seconds.
I can recommend good entertainment, for people specifically. Even if I don't like the show, I can usually give someone something that they will enjoy.
Rote art. Though it's still pretty niche. So that adds why I might be. I'm not the greatest, but I'm definitely not bad.
Speak fluently 8 languages: English, Ukrainian, Russian, Armenian, Italian, German, Spanish, and French.
Picking the slowest line at the store. If it is not slow before I get there, it will grind to a halt once I do.
Rock climbing. It's hard to describe, but I consistently climb V7-8 bouldering, and on ropes I'll climb 5.1113. I'd say the average Joe could walk into a climbing gym and make it to at least V345.79.
Piano. I'm training for the amateur Van Cleven once I'm old enough, gotta be 35.